Welcome back to the half turn. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for tuning in. Just want to say thank you for the support we've gotten with our first episode. If you've watched that episode and you have not subscribed, this is the chance to do so. Go ahead and click that subscribe button and the notification bell button as well. Today we've got a lot of juicy topics talking about the clash in the Prem, Arsenal versus Liverpool, of course. A lot of drop points in general throughout the week. Talking about a Clásico, which is a big clash, a big talking point, and then some results from the Champions League. We're first gonna get started with the Prem, Liverpool and Arsenal. Big game today.
Great match.
2-2 result, right? Arsenal at home. How do you feel, Diarra? How do you think that game went?
Oh, resident Liverpool fan, here we are, back again.
I wasn't too, let's say, happy with the result, but it's an away tie at the end of the day. But everybody wants to win, especially this Arsenal team that's weakened right now.
Yeah,
they lost their best center back, Saliba, and they're missing key players like Odegaard, their chance creator. But I was surprised to see Saka back. I expect him to
Mind games from Arteta.
Yeah. I was he looked like when I saw on like his update on his injury, it said doubtful to play.
Yeah, I think he only trained one day out of the whole entire week, and he
came out.
Yeah.
I was watching the Chelsea game, and they pulled up when they were pulling up to the Emirates and going into the locker room.
Yeah.
And Arteta's face, he was like smiling, bro. He was like he was been scheming.
Really?
Yeah, literally.
I didn't see that.
You guys being title favorites, coming to the Emirates against what you could perceve as a title favorite.
But we all expected Arsenal not to have one of these games. We expect them to have like a bad, at least like somewhat of a bad game against a hot Liverpool at this moment.
Yeah, it's interesting in terms of the setup because you guys are coming to their house.
Yeah.
And I thought they looked like the away team.
Right.
Kind of.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
It provided a different, we were talking about it. I can't remember if it was a dry run of the last episode, but that first hurdle that comes for Arne Slot.
Yeah.
I thought you guys found it difficult to break down a low block today.
That was later on in the game though.
Yeah.
Because early on in the game, there was early goals. That was different.
First half was
this
hot.
game, right?
Yeah.
There was early goals. We didn't expect it. Saka cooked Robertson. We can
Long
say
ball over the top.
That was one of the worst games I've seen from Robertson ever in the Liverpool jersey.
He's showing his age, to be fair. You know that?
Yeah. It's kind of sad to see because I love that guy, man.
That was
what
nasty,
a player.
bro.
Can't stand him.
That move to the left, he
Yeah.
megged him and made him fall at the same time.
That
in the
is
top corner.
patented trademark Bukayo Saka.
That's
That
It was
finish
sent
is
from
his.
Ben White. Was sent from Ben White.
Who's playing center back actually? So their back line. I can't remember
Who?
played at left back.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
Timber, left back.
Timber played left back.
Yeah.
You had
Right
Timber, Gabriel, Ben White playing center back, which he has not played
Yeah.
center back a lot for Arsenal. And then Partey at right back.
Yeah, but I mean, we've seen Partey there
Before.
a lot. Yeah, so he
remember
was
that.
familiar with that position. He played. I feel like he played beautiful.
No,
let's
no,
be
for
honest.
sure.
He played a great game.
Shut down Luis Diaz for the most
Yeah,
part.
Luis Diaz wasn't that active. He was active, but he wasn't
Almost had
And-
Anthony Martial-like assist on the byline coming
Yeah,
across.
but that was second half when he hurt their keeper.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But
After that, I think he went
he
off.
did get an assist after the soccer goal. That was which I thought was beautiful.
Oh,
That's
which
right.
one?
He did. The flick on
he
header,
baited
just
on
like
his
that.
he baited on his leg basically. But
Yeah.
shout out to Trent, great performance. Obviously, like both of the goals came from his set. Like basically, he delivered it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Even though it was a corner, but he still delivered it.
If Martinelli was a good goalkeeper, if he was a good left winger, maybe he would have cooked him. He didn't have
Martinelli had an amazing game. What are you talking about?
He had a good game.
He had a really good game. He was
He had a
giving
good
us
game.
trouble, and he was playing defense.
Yeah, he was definitely.
I saw him taking the ball from Salah a couple times.
Yeah, but that's what we're talking about. He's a left winger. We're talking about his work rate. Like, I'm not convinced by Martinelli.
He
personally.
always plays good against Liverpool. I don't know.
Yeah.
He always scores against
Didn't
us.
he score that one goal against y'all to
Yeah.
actually break through? Was that you or was that Chelsea?
I think it was
No.
Chelsea.
That was Chelsea. Sorry.
He
Yeah.
scored on
N'Golo
us like
Kante slipped.
that was the game
Yeah.
Luis Diaz got injured.
That's right. Yeah.
And Trent got rinsed.
That's
You
right.
remember? That was like 3 seasons ago.
Mm-hmm.
How do you? So you said Luis Diaz, you didn't think was that good, or Partey did shut him out for most of the game. Besides that flick on,
Yeah.
header,
It
was good.
That other action.
Yeah.
What do you think about Gakpo coming in for him then? How do you think he
That
did?
was later on in the game.
Right.
He was actually he did play better than Luis Diaz. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
He put on a good performance as a sub. He came in, he was active, he was hot, he was distributing.
Mm-hmm.
He had a couple of shots. They weren't good shots, but he still managed to get him off.
Yeah.
But
I think he was okay for like the first 10 minutes he came on.
yeah,
And then after that, like it seemed like again Partey got it locked.
Well,
down.
it's like Arsenal by that point of the game weren't interested in like even going for the win. It looked like they
Right.
were comfortable sitting deep.
Yeah.
And Tony Pulis long ball. They score a goal off a set piece and a long ball. At the
they
end of the day
did.
today.
Michael
Yeah.
Moreno's first goal at the
Stoke
Emirates.
City, glorified Stoke City.
I will say Szoboszlai when he came on.
He changed it.
He changed the game completely.
Insane.
I liked it.
That's
I mean, his
Salah
first
goal, man.
action was literally receiving the ball on the half turn and then just having like gaps of space to go run into.
Take it on the half turn. Never take it
Yeah.
square.
I wasn't too pleased with Darwin Núñez today, even though he got us the assist to tie the game. But still, I think he needs more. I feel like he needs more playing time. That's what it is.
Sharpness, match
He
sharpness.
needs that.
He said it too. I think he was like, "Oh, dude, Darwin Núñez keeps messing up their rhythm. Like when you guys enter into the final third,
Yeah,
it would mess up the rhythm. I feel like sometimes, but at the end of it, like he was the one that latched onto the cross or the long ball from Trent, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
As soon as that happened, you saw Salah making that inverted,
Beautiful ball.
So nice.
Yeah.
That was
was a really good
quality
Great
movement
delivery from
a
Trent.
top right winger.
And
Great shot.
I mean, I even heard the commentator say at one point, you really have to appreciate Darwin Núñez's like movement.
He
Like, the
does.
whole
He has
time,
great
he's
movement.
Straight active.
That's why like we played a 4-3-3. We had to run the system around Darwin Núñez. You know that?
Yeah. I didn't
Because
know
usually when we play with Jota, we play with a 4-2-3-1 with Szoboszlai attacking mid.
Interesting.
Yeah. Jota can come in.
that. Hence
play
probably
as a
all the changes with because last week's lineup, Gakpo, right? Gakpo started.
Yeah, and we were playing a 4-4-2.
Right.
It was a whole different game,
Yeah.
Okay.
and I like that. I like the
Flexibility.
flexibility we have.
So that's 3 different formations right there.
Yeah, he's
That's wild. Okay.
it's like
It's
every
kind of
team
like he
is
knows
going
which players like link up together well to get the
or
desired
it,
output that he
it
has.
depends on
For
the
that
opponent
tactic.
some too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the
Depending
tactics
on the
for the game.
opponent.
Yeah,
That's
I
what-
really like that from Slaw. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I thought Trossard was an interesting one.
He was playing
kind of
Cam.
playing, yeah, like in that Odegaard role. Like he
Yeah.
would start really high sometimes, drop in to pick the ball up when Arsenal were trying to build out, and it didn't feel like you guys were pressing that intensely.
Nah,
It didn't,
we
and
weren't.
which is I think a smart move from Arne Slot. You're going away to Arsenal. I think they've only lost twice in a calendar year. Arsenal are a tough team to beat. Like
Yeah,
their
they are.
reaction to defensive transition, immaculate.
Yeah.
My frustration is with the quality that they have. It feels like that's what they're doing the whole entire game. Load them mid block, soak
Yeah.
up the pressure, and see if we can make something happen. It's scintillating at
Yeah, I
times.
mean, it's to me, it's kind of smart playing defensive against an attacking team. You
but
know
it's
what I
like back-to-back games. Like,
Yeah.
like he's doing the same exact thing against easier teams,
Right.
teams you consider Arsenal to be beating and like pushing away to the
Yes.
wayside.
Do you think he's doing that right now? Because we're seeing that a lot in big games, right? Where he definitely can't lose.
Yeah.
Do you think he's doing that as a mindset or like as a philosophy, as in like we can't lose, or he's doing that because he feels limited with what he's got in his team?
I'd say a combination, but I'd hold to the latter. Like I think it is because more he doesn't have the quality. Like
'Cause,
we were
yeah.
talking about it last week. Like Arsenal's X factor.
Right.
If it's not Bukayo Saka, it's Odegaard. If it's not Odegaard,
It's
really who is
it's
it?
not really
You know?
anywhere. Gabriel
I mean,
Jesus.
you gotta give props to Trossard too. He
But-
comes in when they need him the most.
I look.
He does.
I look at
But that's the
someone.
type of player he is. He's not the type of player to like start and do like crazy.
You don't
things.
think X factor?
Besides maybe a couple times.
Yeah.
in the
You don't
season.
think X
the
factor
thing,
for Trossard?
it's I don't want to like, I don't like saying this, but I feel like he's like a super sub.
Yeah, very
I don't,
versatile.
I don't like that though, because I
Right.
feel like he should be a start. He's a starter. He has the
He's-
qualities to be a starter.
He's an amazing.
showed us
squad
that,
player
you know?
that
Good squad player.
that throughout the season will hit forms in which will guarantee him.
But
a
we've
start.
we've this
Will get him a start.
where I got that conclusion from was like the most we've seen from him is coming off the sub when Arsenal need a goal and
He
he
performs.
puts it in, you know.
Right. That's not. Yeah.
He's proven to be a little bit of a.
But I don't like that. I don't want to. I don't want to.
You think he's better than that?
He's
I agree
better
with
than that, you know,
agree
because
with
I
that.
like Trossard. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think we had this
How about
conversation.
he's the
Like
first
their
top
front
one.
line doesn't. I don't look at that front line and I'm like, wow, like what a front line.
Really? I feel
Nah.
like they're pretty threatening.
Kai
They got a bit
Havertz,
of everything.
Martinelli. I don't see.
I
it.
love Martinelli is a pretty good player. He's fast. He gets in behind. He knows how to dribble. You know.
He's good.
Carries
He's
the
good.
ball right.
I'm talking like the level you need to get to a Premier League,
Yeah,
a
like
Champions League.
the balance is there, but what I think he's trying to say is like the X factor.
X
Right,
factor,
yeah.
like the guy that's gonna grab the game
Win-
by the scruff of the neck and
win you the
get you to
game.
3 points.
Win you the
Saka's
game.
that. You saw
Soccer
that
is
today.
that, yeah. But
They need more.
have you guys realized that Martinelli's performances have dropped ever since they got Trossard? I don't know why that's been happening, but before Trossard was there, Martinelli was on fire.
Yeah.
Every week in week out, you see Martinelli on the scoreboard or contributing an assist.
He was good. He was
You know,
really good
until
for one
Trossard
season.
came in.
It
I don't
seems
know
like
what
he
happened.
tends to hit like a wall though. Like he's pretty decent for some games in the season, but like he doesn't really go beyond that.
That's a really
I feel
good
like
point.
It's been like that for
Yeah,
like
he
3-4
hasn't
years.
like the last good season he had was like 3 seasons ago. I would say.
I mean,
It's a really good
even,
point, like-
even appearances. Like
Remember
he doesn't
when-
even appear that much throughout the season. I feel like. I don't know
yeah,
if
he's
if he gets
always
injured.
there.
He
But he doesn't
plays
play
week
that
in and week
much.
out pretty
He
much.
does.
Like
He's
if he's
available.
fit, he's playing
He's available.
realistically. That drop off is there, and I remember like when Arsenal first started getting to that pinnacle. I guess it was the first season where they got second
Yeah.
the first time around. Martinelli hit insane form. Saka hit insane form,
Right.
and we were thinking, wow, young players like they're going to be so much better in a few years. Like this is how
Right.
good they are now.
Yeah.
That's like a big pressure that you put on those young lads sometimes that they don't meet. Like they don't become more innovative after that, and they kind of become stale. Like we had the conversation with Rashford last
Yeah.
week. You know, that I'm trying to apply the same exact contest.
No,
You
no,
don't you don't
that
think
makes-
Martinelli has room for improvement?
I
though?
don't. I haven't seen it. Like he was a good goal scoring winger during that time. He was good at picking up the ball, running with it, right, carrying it, and he had decent delivery in terms of his crossing. He was really good.
Yeah.
He hasn't hit that level again, and he hasn't really redefined himself. After games, we're saying, "Wow, he works really hard." You're a left winger at the end of the day. We need a little bit more output.
Yeah.
Yeah?
His link up play I think is not amazing. Like every time I see him, he can do
regressed.
1-2s pretty good.
Yeah.
But in terms of like actual like where it's a low block. we're
He's been
going against
figured
the
out, I
opponent,
think.
Yeah,
he
that's
doesn't
what I was
have a
saying.
lot of tools in
That's
the
what I was
box
gonna
where
say.
it's like Saka has
Yeah.
a lot of tools in the box.
That's why, like when Trossard comes on, it's something different, something fresh.
That's
and
the
he's
beauty of the
clinical.
Premier League, you
Yeah.
know. When they find out how a player plays,
Yes.
they study them.
They
you know?
How
study
you said
them.
last week. Yeah.
Exactly.
You see, it's kind of hard. That's why you gotta appreciate Mo Salah, man.
Yeah.
because he comes out and he's just a goal scoring machine.
So, like-
he's creative, you know.
You think about the best right wingers in the world. Bukayo Saka and Mo Salah are both in that conversation. No.
Yes, sir. Of
This
course.
is a good yeah.
Which order do you put them in?
Come on, you can't even ask that question. I mean, in terms of this season or overall,
I
like,
say you apply full context. Who's the better player?
Salah.
Salah.
Full
Come on, he's
context,
been doing
Saka
it
does
for
not have
8
enough.
seasons. You can't question that.
What would
Yeah.
Saka need to do?
Do it for 3
Actually,
more
just
years, 5 more
longevity, I would
years.
say.
Longevity.
That's
He'd
the
need to
only
win a
title.
Premier League.
He needs to win a title.
He needs
first
to
off.
win
Big titles.
I don't know
yeah.
if that happens at Arsenal.
Maybe not.
Maybe if he wins, like, he's in the top. He's leading in assists right now,
Yeah. No. Yeah.
and if he wins that this season, then he's stomping. You know.
I saw a stat. He has like 120-ish games, 60 goals, and like 40 or something. Like 40 or something assists.
I mean, I'm not surprised. He's
Let's go check the numbers, see what age he is, and compare them to what Rashford's were. Let's see what they were.
So
I mean, the thing is with Saka, he's pretty consistent.
Yeah.
You can't question that.
Dude, Saka is a fantastic football player.
He is.
He
He's
is
really
so good. Like both sides of the game, in possession, out of possession, transition, both ways. The thing I love about him the most is when he cuts in on the right, you don't know. Is he gonna cut inside
Yeah,
even
he's-
further, or is he gonna cut it back?
He's
He's very
two-footed.
comfortable, and
He's
that
two-footed.
finish he had today almost trademarked Saka. Really
Crazy.
And he
We
has
see him
so
do
much
that so
confidence.
Can't
frequently.
blame Keller for that either.
It's
It was
tough.
beautiful
It's a
ball.
tough
I
one.
can blame
That's-
Robertson for it
Yeah.
because it was a 50-50. Like, was it?
And he kind of
50-50 ball.
nutmegged him too, a little bit. Haircut.
Yeah.
so they are not a bad result, right? For both teams, I think.
I think if I
Swap-
was an Arsenal fan, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I would not be happy with the tie at
You
home.
shouldn't
You
be.
don't think
You
so?
know?
No.
Well, of course not, right? Like you shouldn't be happy with the tie.
They're
at
like
home.
5 points behind now.
But given your team's form and then how Arsenal are in the moment, I feel like you take that.
No,
I'll take it. I'd
I'm
be
not having that.
I wouldn't. I'm saying I wouldn't. City, they're a dangerous team, and now that we drop points, we're barely 1 point above them. And
Right.
dropping 2 points, that affects a lot.
If
Yeah,
you think
of
about
course,
this
of
title
course.
race and how it's kind of shaping out, you see 3 clear people that can compete: Manchester City, Liverpool, Arsenal.
I think Aston Villa can compete as
At the
well.
top?
At the top,
That's a question
They're hot at this moment, and they were they were written off.
Mm.
They're saying that. I
They're
don't
not
know.
gonna challenge
They
for
were
the
written
title.
off because they have the Champions League to worry about as well.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah,
Competitive.
I don't think they challenge for the title though.
No, they're not.
way.
I wouldn't say they.
They might be a bogey
that-
team for a few teams.
They'll be around 6 and 4.
They can stir up the pot,
Absolutely.
for the other
Yeah.
teams.
Like it did last
Yeah.
season when they beat when
Arsenal. I
failed
feel
to beat
like
them.
Arsenal got away with it
But look, like
against
that's,
Aston Villa.
that's the thing. Like if let's apply that context to Arsenal. You're at home. You have to win all of your home games, and you cannot lose your away games,
Yeah.
especially against the big teams.
Right.
You have to win those games.
Right.
And this feels like it felt really like a 50-50 game.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at the stats.
Yeah,
the stats are
were
very similar.
They're crazy. Like if you compare stat by stat, they were even, like equal.
Pretty much.
Like 9 shots each.
Yeah.
5 outside of the box, 5 inside of the box. Both teams had crazy.
I think it's a
equal
better
stats.
result for Liverpool, realistically.
You
You got Emirates out of the way. They've only lost 2 games all year.
You think the Emirates is a tough place to go to? And
It's
get
been
a
proven
result?
to be. They've
Yes.
only lost 2 times in this whole entire calendar year there.
With
That's
Arteta
wild.
there,
With
it has
Arteta,
been.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's
With
made it a
Arteta there,
fortress,
he
a bit
has.
of it, yeah.
But I would say honestly,
Playing Tony
like if
Pulis
I'm
ball.
Arne Slot, I'm leaving a little mad. Like if I'm Arne Slot, I'm leaving mad, and if I'm Arteta, I'm leaving him a little happy. I'm a little happier than Slot at least. Because they could have easily lost that game. Like I think going into that game.
Well, they were
Liverpool
up. Arsenal's
yeah,
up.
they were up.
Arsenal's up.
No, yeah, of course, but just
But
in
then,
general, like
yeah.
I think Liverpool right now are the better team, and I think
Yeah,
knew
they
that.
are
They
better.
know that,
They
right?
are better with the numbers, like defensively attacking, the points.
Just your
The
whole
record
season,
is
like,
better.
The goal you conceded today, that away goal, I think that's the second or third goal you've conceded away this whole
Yeah.
season. Like that's insane.
That's crazy.
So that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. I think it's a decent result for Slot.
For Arsenal
your
to make
point
up
for
the
sure.
points, they have to now go to
Perfect.
Anfield and take points off Liverpool.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's a whole different
Right.
ball game, isn't it?
Right.
Now, if you get a tie in that game, that's a good result, in my opinion.
I mean, if he has his full squad, he probably feels pretty good.
I
about
feel it, yeah.
So, Dr, where do you think you end up this season? Liverpool. Real.
That's a tough question at this moment.
Do you see yourself above Arsenal?
I could. I can't comfortably say that, but I'm hoping so.
The
I'm
quality of
hoping.
the team
I'm
is
hoping
strong.
to compete with Man City for the title. Honestly,
Right.
we've gotten a little bit taste of that, but
This is the frustrating thing, man. That's the frustrating thing. This is the most vulnerable Manchester City team we've seen since Pep's
Right.
been here, bro.
that's what I was about to say.
Since Pep's been here, he's about to do a 5-peat, and he's not even playing to the same degree he has before.
No, not at all.
Now you have guys like Arsenal and Liverpool there. Like, they could just pull away from the league, and that's the last thing
I'm
you
not
want.
scared of Arsenal, honestly.
I don't
They're
think
not.
you should be. I think Man City is the person you're
Yeah.
looking at. You got to dethrone them at the end of the day.
Right.
You got to take them off the crown. This is 4
And
times.
they're so unpredictable, Man City.
They
They can come out and show you this type of performance, this type of level, and then it will rise out of nowhere.
But that's the thing. Arsenal and Liverpool, if they're title contenders, cannot drop points.
And that's what I'm saying.
Because
Yeah.
you've seen what Man City do year in, year out. You see what they do. They get to like February time, they're tossed out some of the league results and whatnot, some of the cups. They get to January, February time, it's go mode. They go on like a 28 unbeaten
Yeah.
run, and it's
And
ridiculous.
I don't think losing Rodri is a big factor. Huge factor. But I feel like Pep knows how to move around.
they're gonna go buy in the January.
They don't
transfer
even need.
window.
I don't think they will. They're gonna buy anybody.
I think they will. I think they should. If you're serious,
I feel like he's gonna put Matthias Nunes up to the task with Kovacic.
double pivot instead of
And
the single.
I've seen Matthias's game changing a little bit.
I see it too. Yeah.
So
And if you notice, like Pep was very careful with how he implemented him when they first signed him.
yeah,
60 mil Matthias Nunes, Wolverhampton. You know this guy got to be good.
that's
And
what
then
usually Pep does
don't
with
see him.
players.
You don't see him in the limelight,
No.
and then
See
you
him at
see
all.
him during games. He's like coaching him, and like how Pep is in front of the cameras.
Nobody says anything about that. That's really weird, right? Like, there's a lot of when a player comes in with a big price tag.
Yeah,
It's like they have to play. You have to see him in the lineup. But
Yeah.
Pep
Right.
is like you don't see him for a year.
nah, for real.
That's
You got to
how-
learn the system, and then you can get.
I
thrown
feel like
in.
that's
That's
one of
crazy.
his rules. Or he
Yeah.
teaches them how to adapt to the team first, and he gets the best out of them after
Absolutely.
that. And I think we will see that out of Matthias Nunes this season. Even Kovacic, like honestly, he's shown that he could be that replacement.
He
thing-
played a double pivot with Conte a lot and Jorginho. So yeah, he can definitely play a
But
double pivot
you need
very
the
well.
guy like Brodry also wins interceptions, gets blocks, like he
Yes.
screens the back four.
Yes.
Kovacic is not that.
They don't
guy.
have a defensive guy there at
with
all. in
with
midfield, so-
Rodri, you have a single pivot. He
Right.
does all of that.
He does
Right.
all of that.
And then like if you have a Kovacic, you gotta have that double pivot now, right? So that guy has to be they have to delegate those responsibilities a little bit. Can you find the dynamic in the team? I think also no Kevin De Bruyne is a big one for them.
Yeah, how long is he out for? I haven't.
Who knows? He's made of glass, fragile.
It's another hamstring injury.
Probably.
Yeah, his hamstring is always.
made of glass. He's a fragile player.
Yeah.
I feel like age is getting to him, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
But he shows his level every time he returns. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
nothing happened. To be honest,
he's
it's
pretty
crazy.
Good, he's pretty good, I guess.
Okay, going from one bold manager to the next.
Nice.
Let's think about the Chelsea game, right?
Oh, against
2-1
Newcastle.
against Newcastle home. Reece James,
He's
left
back.
back.
Interesting shout.
Cole Palmer. right?
Always.
Cole Palmer. Did you see that pass?
Yeah, I
Oh
saw
my
that.
gosh, dude, that was nasty.
Did
He
you see
literally-
the pass from Jackson that took Cole, the first goal that got ruled offside for Cole Palmer? What a pass!
What a turn.
Yeah.
He like faked. He went over with the ball, right, and then turned
Hit him with a
around.
turn.
That was nasty.
The half turn?
Half
Did he hit him with a
turn.
half
Yeah,
turn?
he
That's
did.
crazy.
Another big surprise in the game was Lavia. Seeing Lavia start instead of
Yeah,
Enzo.
what's going on with Enzo?
I don't know, man. Well, he does have a cast, so I don't know if that's
Oh,
anything.
maybe just he's a fraud.
No, he got stripped off the captaincy.
It's
I
James's
heard that.
bag.
It's
Yeah, that's
weird,
weird to me. How are you just gonna give James the captaincy? You just
Oh,
got
he's,
back,
But he's the
had it.
captain.
Yeah, he's had it. He's been the captain.
right?
Like last season, it was the first time where we officially made him a captain, and people started clowning him because he only played 4 games for the
He
Prem.
deserves it though.
Right. of
You don't think
course.
so?
No, yeah,
He's
yeah.
a true
Definitely
Chelsea
in terms
blood.
of availability in the past 2-3 years, yeah.
Him
100%.
coming back, getting 90 minutes.
Yeah.
That's a W.
At
I
left
take.
back.
Yeah.
Isn't
At
that
left
kind
back.
of risky though? He's an injury-prone player.
I mean,
would-
man.
That's-
Apparently, he went search out like good doctors and people with regards to physical therapy to bring him back to full fitness.
Really?
Left back's an interesting one because I remember you told me that I was like, oh, interesting. Did
Yeah.
he overlap or did he invert? And you were like, nah, not
When
really.
I saw
Like, he kinda
the
stayed
sheet,
Mm-hmm.
when I saw the sheet before the game, I saw he was playing right back.
Yeah,
I
even
don't know.
even the thing got it wrong.
Mm.
Yeah.
He was playing left back. It was really weird because I saw a lot of posts about Cucurella or Gusto at left
Oh,
back,
okay.
and I was like, why is that even a question? Like Cuckoo's fit, he starts. Like
He's
honestly,
out
What's up with him?
still.
Is
he didn't play.
Is he
Well,
not fit? Is he?
No, that's false. No. Yeah, he didn't play.
No, he's not fit yet.
Has he been struggling with fitness? Did he get injured?
No, he's fit. He's fit.
so he just got
it's
dropped?
really interesting to see Reece James being picked at left back over a fit Mark Cucurella.
Maybe they're favorizing Gusto.
It makes sense.
Well, he did really, really well. He had 3 goal line clearances. He was just a beast. He was honestly a captain.
It kind of makes sense though. Like if Cucurella left-footed, right? You want him to. He was stepping more into the inverted role, anyways, and then Sancho would also come inside. And we were talking about that congestion in that middle area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Reece staying put, who did you have on the left wing this time?
They had Pedro Neto.
Pedro Neto, a left-footed player, dynamite, right? He was
Right.
he was
He
running
can kind
that
of do
with,
all of that.
and
He
I
did.
might have provided a
He
little
did
bit more space for.
He
Cole
did get the
Palmer.
first assist too, right?
played really well,
He
yes,
get
sir.
to Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice.
Sancho dropped? Question
Sancho
mark.
dropped.
Is he any good? Question mark.
Oh.
United got robbed? Question mark.
No. I think the thing with Sancho is the speed of what we're playing as a team.
He's trash. That's what it is.
No. The speed of how we're playing as a team, it's very transitional, like I said, and he's more of a tit and knit type of player, pulling strings here and there, and
Yeah.
then he'll make that pass or whatever.
Right. After he
But-
does like 4 body feints. That's about all he has is his stanky leg.
You think that Madueke conquered the right wing spot?
I
Seems
don't
like
know,
it.
dude. I think, well, obviously there is a lot of preference, or it seems like there's a lot of preference for him there, but he just gives me, like, ever since he scored the hat trick, he's giving me mid vibes. Like, every game I only see him go into the box like 2 or 3, and they're just like half chances.
He's not
all this
at
stuff.
the.
He's not like wanting to score like that like instinct that I saw in the beginning of the season. Like, it's not there anymore, and it really worries me.
Bro,
Yeah,
where is Joao Felix? Where is Christopher Nkunku? Where are
They're
these
using him
players,
for
man?
other
Doesn't make sense.
competitions.
That's
Yeah.
that doesn't make sense to
Conference
me.
League.
A player of Christopher Nkunku's quality deserves to be in the Premier League,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I
And
think
every
so,
time
too.
he's put on a Chelsea jersey, that guy performs.
Yeah.
He
I
does.
loved him at RB Leipzig.
He came on and played about 20-ish minutes. I that has been a criticism for Maresca for me this season. I think he's been bringing on Nkunku way too late in games. I want to see Nkunku come on. I want to see either Jackson or Nkunku coming on and switching each other by like the 65th minute. Honestly, because at that point they've already done what.
You don't think they're
gonna
scared of
provide.
getting him injured? Because the Premier League,
I mean,
it's a lot of
maybe,
physicality.
but just give Nkunku some time to play. Like
He's worked
15
for it,
minutes,
too.
20 minutes, every single game when the game is pretty much already figured out, it's not enough. Like, if he's able to play 25, 30 minutes, then he's able to actually do something. And you
Right.
see it in every game. Against Liverpool,
Yeah.
he was like, Then he kind of taps into the game, and then he gets that half chance or however you want to put that chance that he fails to score.
Yeah, some
If that's 10 minutes later in the in the game, he's able to score that.
Get
You know what I'm saying?
comfortable,
Just because
settled.
he's already settled into
Yeah.
the game.
Then you see his quality.
Right, exactly. So that is definitely
being a
criticism.
striker, sometimes you might not touch the ball for like 30 minutes, or the next touch might be a shot for a goal. So
Yeah, and he's weird because he wants to be on the ball.
yeah, he
Right.
does.
And
He's
so
a good.
it's
He's
really
good on
Tough
the ball.
thing. Sometimes players are so good that they don't even nail like a position.
Right.
Like you talk about
That's
Nkunku and all the
crazy.
places he plays: left wing, right wing, center forward, center
Yeah.
attacking
Cole
mid, striker,
Palmer.
center mid,
Right.
like all over the gaff.
I was talking to my friend and he was saying put him on the right.
Yeah.
And I was like, put Cole Palmer on the right and put him at Cam,
Hmm.
or just put him at striker. Like, there's a lot you can do with that.
So
that's,
much.
That's probably
Jackson
honestly
is
something
informed though.
holding him
You
back.
can't take his spot.
Sorry, yeah.
Jackson's
But
informed.
Jackson hits a point in the game. It seems like after the 60th, 70th minute, it
Hits a
feels
wall.
like if he's either gonna do something more or if he's not. And I feel like again, Maresca's not capitalizing off that.
Great goal from Isak to tie it up though. From
Good movement in the box.
Yeah, Harvey Barnes cross.
Yes, sir.
I liked it. It was good.
Though, what's up with Gordon? Is he not fit to play? Because
saw
I
that
seen
he-
Barnes.
I saw that
playing
he
well.
recently signed a contract extension.
Yeah, I
There was
saw
some
that.
flirting from Liverpool, I heard.
Yeah, I would,
Merseyside boy, isn't it?
I would have loved to have him. Honestly, he's a
Yeah.
great player, but that would have created a competition between him and Luis Diaz, which I wanted to see. Honestly, you want the best out of your players.
Yeah.
And that's how you get them sometimes.
Right.
I'm not certain with Gakpo playing on the left side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gakpo's like a Trossard type player.
Right.
Yeah,
I see him the same exact way. At
he's
this
not-
point, I think he can tap in and actually lock in and become a great player too. Actually, genuinely.
Yeah, but I would have loved another winger. We have Chiesa, but he just recently got a knock, and I've heard rumors that he's saying he's not liking it. He's not liking the scouts life.
That's how it is, man. All these
Yeah,
foreign
he's
players
looking
come to the
for a loan
Prem.
move.
They come to the Prem.
That's
it's
what I
cold.
heard, but I don't know if it's 100% true.
It's probably
Spread
just
rumors.
murmurs. You know, he probably told somebody in and around his crew. He's like, "Oh man, dude, this weather sucks. Like, I wish it was like Italy."
Yeah, but he showed us
They would've
glimpses of
told
what he can
journalists.
do. His
Yeah.
first game, he came in hot.
He's
Yeah.
like that, man.
Yeah,
Dude, I really like Federico Chiesa a few years ago. That Euros, remember?
Yeah,
Like
he was
oh,
crazy.
Man, he was cooking.
When they won, that was
Yeah.
his best season before his
Nah,
best
Big
break.
injury, man. That sucks. He was a
Yeah.
top
He
player.
plays with fire, bro. He's definitely like.
But
a
he
player.
came in
It's crazy.
this first game against Brentford was great. Then he came in against I mean he came in against he started actually
Nah.
against West Ham in the Carabao Cup, and he performed phenomenally. He got an
Yeah.
assist.
The Coca-Cola Cup.
Dude,
Yeah.
all those cups, like in Nkunku and
I was
them.
excited to have him, honestly.
Yeah.
I was annoyed y'all got him.
I mean, we needed somebody. We barely signed anybody.
Yeah.
He's a firehouse.
This
Bro.
last
He's a
minute.
perfect Liverpool player. Like, just plays with pure grit and like fire. I love that.
Hate it.
I like it a lot.
Gee, how good is Cole Palmer?
Cole Palmer is so
Man,
like
Cole
that.
Palmer.
Cole Palmer is honestly. I want to say
know.
Cole Palmer's the best in the world every time people talk to me about Cole Palmer.
That's
Thing
crazy.
is,
Yeah.
why doesn't he show us that against Liverpool last game?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think you guys, if anybody's scared of anything about Chelsea, I think it's Cole Palmer.
Exactly. Yeah, I
But-
mean, I could sit, but I want to see him in those big games like Lawa says. He needs to grab the game
I mean,
by
dude,
the scuff
remember,
of the
like,
neck.
we're not super experienced in terms of all of that, so it's gonna
He
be
tends to play good against City though,
right.
He's
know?
got beef for that one.
right?
I mean, he played well. Like he played well against United. He played well against City last season.
That's not an achievement playing well against United.
Whatever. He played well against a lot of good teams. I mean, It's not like he turns off or goes. That
No.
was one of the first times
That's
I've ever
what
seen that.
honestly, like, if you ask me, I feel like he went ghost against Liverpool.
That's what I'm saying. That's one of the
He was
first times
locked
I've
up.
ever seen that.
Yeah. But
Well,
against
besides that-
Newcastle, he was active.
Yeah.
Like, he
Dude,
scored a
that-
winning goal,
was
got an
it-
assist.
Was it the Jackson goal? It was like two touches, first time shot, goal.
Yeah.
Dude, that was so
Yeah, that was from-
quality. Like
That was
the
the
precision
cross.
on the pass, like
Yeah.
it's not like a long ball that goes up loft and then lands at the guy's feet where he takes a touch. It was kind of just like head high,
Yeah.
and then it just ghosted in behind, and then
It bounced and then kinda
Right.
It was pretty
curves into
similar.
Neto.
Pretty similar goals to Newcastle.
theirs.
I mean, yeah.
Nowhere near quality though.
Chelsea
Palmer
were more
cross is
settled in their
top.
box
I know,
for the
but
Newcastle
it was
one.
both from the left side coming in
Yeah.
and striker running
Yeah.
onto it, right?
Yeah.
That was a really close call, by the way, and that offside.
The offside, yeah.
Even both passes.
Right, yeah.
You know? Nah, but Kyle Palmer is so like that, bro. Like you can't.
Yeah, I saw Nkuku calling for a penalty on the last minute of the game.
Yeah.
You saw that?
Yeah. What do you think about that? I think there's definitely.
Too soft.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, he does the thing, and it seems like the defender definitely touches him,
Yeah.
but he doesn't you don't see a yank or anything like that. Like there's not even this much extension.
Man,
So-
I hate this game, bro. Like you can't even
Everything's
touch,
soft.
you can't even like come together anymore in a
Right.
football match.
Right.
Gosh, bro. We'll get to that eventually, I guess.
Actually, that's a perfect way to get into the next
Good
topic
segue.
with Manchester United. Oh man, what happened, Lawa? Tell us about West Ham beating you guys.
Bro, I'm about to crash out, man. I'm about to flip this whole table right now.
What
man.
happened?
What the heck? I mean,
How do you
West
lose
Ham
to
are.
West Ham? They have
West
been-
Ham are
They're
garbage,
They're
bro.
pretty
They're
bad
so
form. They're
bad.
in pretty bad form right now.
They have been really
It's like
bad.
Man United is that team that gives hope to every other team in the league. You
Who
know what I mean?
But I'm what hope.
I'm saying giving other teams hope.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
they're just dashing out
Charity
points.
FC.
I said it last week. We are the most entertaining team in the world. For a neutral to watch a football
That's
game,
what I was
tell them to
saying.
queue up Manchester United. It's the most
It's a
interesting
great
club
show
in the
to
world.
watch for me and G, but it's not a good show for you to watch. You know what I mean?
Dude, week in, week out, ruining my weekends, bro. Like it's
That emotional roller coaster. you
So
go
what
through.
happened this time? Was it Rashford?
Last weekend
Was
you
it
get a
Hogg,
good
or was
result.
it-
man, like
I don't know.
man. We come out first minute of the game, bro, and my friend, my buddy Alejandro Garnacho goes, gets
Hits the
in
post.
behind, hits the crossbar.
I saw that.
Like, God
It's a
damn it, bro.
crossbar.
Just put
Hits
it
the
in the
woodwork.
goddamn net.
Yeah.
That's the story of
You
our
can't-
season. We can't.
That was a great shot.
finish.
That was a great shot.
That's fair. You know, maybe you missed one of those. The amount we created enough chances to be at 3 or 4 by that
Yeah,
half.
he had, by the half, he had like
We hit the crossbar 2 times. Bruno Fernandes should have scored a header.
missed the header.
Diego Dallo scored a goal that I would have scored.
Yeah.
All right.
Scored a goal.
Just
or
so you
missed-
guys know, I am not a good
missed-
football player
he did-
whatsoever.
he did
I
all
scored
the
that
hard
goal.
work.
He did all the hard
He
work.
did the hardest part. Did you say that was a Darwin Nunes moment?
What a
moment?
Darwin Nunez. Darwin Nunez would stand into the a Z stand and over the stadium.
Come on. I think Darwin Nunes would have finished that.
Dude,
He
that
did
was
all
really
the hard
bad,
work
man.
until he got. That was terrible, man.
We get into the half. Like,
I'm sorry, but
you
that was
think,
bad.
wow, like we're playing really, really well. We get into the half, and then we come back out, and it's like we're camping on top of our box for like 20 minutes against West Ham, bro. West Ham have been garbage,
Awful.
terrible,
They've been terrible.
atrocious. It's been a sack race this whole season. Lopetegui or Ten Hag, who's gonna get kicked out first?
Yeah, he's been having a terrible season. Well, who? How did I forget this? How did West Ham score their goals?
Man, I think it was at halftime they made a sub. They brought on Cristiano Somerville. Remember the Leeds player?
Yo,
Got
I
an
forgot
assist.
about that. Yes,
Yeah.
of
He
course.
celebrated like he won the World Cup
that
for
didn't
it.
even. That wasn't even meant to be a pass. It was a shot.
Yeah.
It was a shot.
Yeah.
And then Somerville took off his shirt for the celebration. I saw
He
that.
celebrated.
He deserves that goal,
Yeah,
though. He deserves that
100%.
goal.
Yeah,
I love
and
Somerville. He's
I
a great
love
player.
seeing like him go and hug whoever he hugs.
Yeah.
I love when players do that.
I think it was a great goal, even though it wasn't. Was it Duran that took the shot? I think.
I can't remember.
What a player, Duran. We haven't talked about him.
Yeah,
He's been a monster.
Duran's with
No,
Aston
Duran
Villa.
was Aston Villa.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
West
right.
Ham. West
It
Ham.
was
West Ham
a-
signed a lot of
Yeah,
players
it
in the
was
summer,
bad.
by the way.
Michael
Yeah.
Antonio.
Yeah, Mikel Antonio's still hanging
He was,
around.
he was bullying that right side for a little bit. First
No,
15,
not at
25
all.
minutes.
No, nothing. Don't say that.
Bro, he was bullying.
Don't
he
say
kept
that.
going on that right side.
He just put some crosses in the box that never found anybody's head. That's what he did. And Mikel Antonio did not ball out, bro.
No.
I'm telling you,
I
bro.
didn't say ball out. I say
They
he was
were
kinda bullying him.
they were there for the taking. Like that was such an easy 3 points. You should be
Right.
up like at least 3-0 at the half, man. That's the amount of quality chances
They
we
scored their
created.
first goal, right?
And the second half.
Yeah, and then you guys came back with a Zersky
Yeah.
assist and Casemiro tap and header.
Yeah,
kind of.
man. And like to touch on it a little bit, that front line again. You had Garnacho on the left wing, Højlund up top, and Rashford on the right wing. Bar like maybe one good cross that he delivered.
I saw one
Garnacho.
good shot from Højlund that whole game.
He didn't get much service
Yeah.
realistically. But
I
he
think-
should have scored that.
yeah.
He should have scored that. I hold him to that. He should be scoring that goal right there.
Bruno did serve him a little bit.
Bruno,
more.
best performance all season today. The day he
But-
turns up, everybody else decided that they
Yeah.
weren't going to put stuff in the back of the
I
net.
didn't see much from Rashford on the right side either.
Besides that one cross,
With
I
that
didn't
one
see it.
cross
And that's my point. We
to
got
the
into
back
it
post.
about Garnacho versus Marcus Rashford last weekend. Amad Diallo is a better football player than both of them.
Really?
Both of them.
I think
He comes on and he made it the difference. That ball that was played in on the in swinger, that was Amad Diallo when he came on. Flick on from Xerxes, Casemiro to score. Which, by
I
the
saw
way,
him take a shot too that got deflected. I think.
since that Liverpool game, that absolute disaster class, Casemiro has looked so good.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
that's just a testament to his absolute professionalism as Casemiro. I think we go around making memes and jokes and stuff about some players. They don't deserve that. Casemiro deserves a special
He's
type
that
of
type of
respect.
player. Yeah, no.
He has only put his head down, worked, and you see it again, week in and week out, performing again.
I think Ten
Casemiro's
Hag
top.
does a good
He's
job.
top.
Has
I like
done a good job
Casemiro.
of him.
Yeah.
Anytime he does drop disaster classes, he's been dropped.
Yeah.
Right. And
I think he hasn't pulled that stunt off with Man United
What?
against Liverpool. That disaster class.
Oh,
I
dude,
haven't seen that
so
from
bad.
Casemiro.
So bad, man.
I
It
think that was one
terrible.
of his first really bad.
That was the
games.
worst game, bro. Everybody
Yeah.
was talking about it. Oh, leave the football before the football leaves you.
No,
like this guy is a
I'd say
top
that
class
he's top.
professional.
He's-
This guy takes his craft seriously.
Right.
You
Yeah.
can't. That's not
That's not
somebody you should
something-
disrespect, man.
Right. Not
Four
like that.
four-time
You
Champions
can
League winner.
say he didn't
Shout
have a
out
good
to him,
game, but
man.
you can't go. Yeah.
No, shout out to him. He performed. He scored the goal.
Playing CDM for Man United is probably one of the hardest jobs.
I don't
What
think
happened? What's going on with
Ugarte?
Ugarte?
somebody like Ugarte come in the league. He needs time to bet in.
You know what I love? Bro, I don't think it's a good idea for a manager to do that. I saw a video when they signed him first, and Ten Hag said something to him. He's like, "You're that guy," and he's like, "You're so confused."
He was like bringing the fighting spirit.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring the spirit. And then he's like, who? And then
Yeah,
he's like, you.
it's-
He's like, me all the time.
All the time.
Dag, man.
But yeah, I think somebody like Ugarte, he needs time to bet in. Realistically, coming from PSG, Sporting, you're coming to the Premier League.
Is he
these big
fit?
leagues.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fit. He's fit. It's
Does
just
he not play?
he played midweek against Fenerbahce, and I thought it performed the best I've seen him in a Manchester United shirt. But is Casemiro done enough for you to drop him? You know. So like, if it was me who was picking the team this week, I would have done Ugarte, Casemiro, and Eriksen.
Yeah, I've
I
seen
would have dropped
Eriksen.
Bruno, bro.
Yeah.
Like, because Bruno's been trash. But we watched the game. Bruno was actually our best player, realistically. I think he created like 8 chances.
Today?
Yeah.
No way.
I told Bruno was good today, man. Like, I was really upset, like, and I have been the whole entire season with his performances that he's churning out. But today
Yeah,
you
he's
saw
been
him back to
disappointing
his
this
best.
season. I haven't seen him whining a lot though. That's a good sign.
Okay, man.
You think he's kind of like doesn't have the fire in him because when Bruno try hard, he plays. He's always complaining, getting mad.
No, I think he does. I think Bruno is such a dependable player. Like, from a mentality standpoint, you can expect Bruno's mentality is always going to be up to par on every single match day, whether he's performing well or not. Right? Like, he's the guy I look at on the pitch that seems to want to win the most out of
You
our
think
whole
so?
entire team. Yeah, I think there's good reason for him to be our captain.
I did like Garnacho's performance though today. I feel like he was pretty active.
Wasteful again. I think wasteful. Lots of opportunities that he doesn't.
I've been liking him on. Is that his like?
played
main-
against Wan-Bissaka.
Is that his main position?
Left wing is his main position. He's the cut-in. He's a Ronaldo fan, bro.
Yeah.
He's a Ronaldo
But I
fanboy.
love how he takes shots with his left as well.
No, he's relatively two-footed, which I found
I
to be
like that about
surprising.
him a lot. I saw Bruno slashing a couple balls behind too. You know,
It was good. I'm telling you, dude, that first half we played really well, man. And just could have scored the goal. It's so irritating. I
If
hate
you don't
this
score
team.
the goals, you get scored on.
This team, that's just shows
West
the
Ham
relentless
though.
nature of the
The
Prem.
penalty. Oh, let's talk about the penalty.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that
God, you
penalty.
reminded me, man. Oh my
God.
goodness.
That's a penalty, man.
That is never ever a penalty
You
in a
can't
million
kick
years. And if
somebody
you
in the
think so,
box.
what kicking, bro? That's two players coming together.
But he kicked him.
He did not
on the
kick
shin.
him. The ball.
He can't.
Two players come together inside the box. The referee looks at it in real time, says no penalty. That's like me and you coming together to compete for a ball.
But you know, there's VAR.
When you go
What is
back-
VAR for? VAR, in the language in which the ruling for it is it needs to be a clear and obvious error. If you have to replay it 20 times, it's not clear and obvious anymore.
But they do it just to show.
No, bro, you're not even supposed to go to VAR in the first place.
Why not?
Because it's supposed to only be for clear and obvious
He hit
errors.
Danny Ings, right?
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
question. Or was it a handball? Because it ends up hitting his hand afterwards anyways. But that's just the coming together inside the box.
But
Like,
I saw
players run
I
into
saw
each other all
Delict
the
going
time.
in there dangerously.
No, bro, he's there for the ball, and so is Danny Ings. It's like a 50-50
but then he
situation.
hit him though.
Bro, that's not a penalty. You have to slow it down
You know-
and make
you
it
know
look,
that
that's a dive if
the
anything,
striker-
realistically.
Sometimes when you're in the box, it's like you're going against glass. You can't.
Bro,
Right.
You know
I'm
what
not
I mean?
having
As
any
an
of that.
attacker,
You can't
I'm not
touch.
having any of that.
you
No,
can't.
no. You can't touch the defender.
I'm not
You can't
having
touch- you can't
any
ball.
of that.
You
That
can't-
is not
no.
the game of football, bro.
But that's how it is now.
No,
That's
it's
how it
not.
is.
The
You-
referee himself saw the altercation and decided that it wasn't a penalty. VAR is only allowed to intervene if it's clear and obvious error from the referee.
If you got
How
that,
is that a clear and obvious referee if you got to
Lawa,
replay it 20 times?
If you got that, if that was for you, you would have taken that. and
All right,
whatever
so that proves my point that we don't get the chances or the challenges for VAR that other
Why?
teams
You
do.
didn't.
That happens a million times for Manchester United.
You
We'll never get a
can't-
penalty.
you can't
for
say that because
I can
that
say
didn't
that. There's
happen.
evidence for it. There's plenty of evidence for it. We have stuff like that always happens, and we never get a call for it. That's absolutely ridiculous.
No,
how
that's
can you
not
say
true.
1 week this is the threshold for contact in the box and it's a penalty, and then the next week go and make it so much lower? Bro, at the end of the day, the ball's coming. Two players end up in the same place and they hit each other. It's a.
I don't think Danny Ings didn't. He wasn't going for anything. Who was
He's
Delict?
there for the ball.
I know, but Delict came in and swung his leg and kicked.
No, bro. You
Yes,
say
I
that
saw
after
that
seeing
clearly.
the replay at 10 times in slow motion.
No.
The fact of the matter is, it should have never been sent to VAR in the first place.
I think anybody getting kicked in a box that hard is a
No,
penalty.
well,
man.
he dived, bro. What that
Nah.
hard? He did not. Delict literally just pulled up is all that he did, and Danny Ings
So
tripped
he
on his
didn't.
feet.
He didn't.
At the end of the day, he was in the
anticipate-
space, and then he ran into him.
So what was that? What was that?
That's not a foul.
That was a 50-50?
That's not a foul. Delict comes into the space. Danny Ings comes into the space, and they clash.
I'm talking about his reaction, Delict's reaction, his anticipation. That was not a kick.
No, it wasn't a kick. He
he
was coming
swung
in and
his
stepping
leg.
in. Nah, man.
I
That's
saw him
never a
swinging his
penalty.
leg.
Never
He didn't
ever is it a
swing,
penalty.
He was placing his foot to like. Hit
I
the
saw
ball.
him literally kicking.
No,
trying to,
that's
like-
because you've
that's
seen
what I
it in
saw,
slow
like,
motion replayed 10 times because that's what VAR is not supposed to be doing in the first place.
It's very inconsistent. Like for example, that Saliba and Colwell, right?
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much the same thing, and then it's a different.
It's different. Like, there's no precedent for these VAR decisions.
Yeah,
How is it
there's
1
not.
week one thing and another week another thing?
Yeah.
Why is Michael Oliver what is it called? The VAR person. This guy's a Newcastle fan.
Yeah,
He's been pictured with a
they-
Newcastle kit, bro. Newcastle hate Manchester United. Like, that's just easy. Tap in.
That's
you
another
shouldn't
thing.
have, like, affiliation.
That's
think the
a
whole
touchy
refereeing is
subject. That's a
really,
pretty
really
sensitive
bad.
subject.
Well, it's
Yeah.
out there. It's,
I'm
don't
talking
send
about
the lawyers
the
after me.
refs because there's a big controversial thing about the Premier League hiring English referees.
Dude,
But we can go on and on about
England being the, what do you call it, pioneer of this sport. They invented this sport. They're supposed to be a superpower in this sport. They have one of the worst officiating staffs in the whole world.
do.
Yeah.
bro.
I mean, just after
Terrible.
watching a Clasico game, we were talking about how good everything is, how they show the offside.
Why don't we have the damn offside line thing in
Yeah, I
the Premier
think-
League, bro?
No,
like, how
that's
easy
right.
is that to
Why-
implement?
Every single VAR replay, it's like they're in somebody else.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like it's on the keeper, bro. That's so embarrassing.
20 minutes later, bro. Like, I'm tired of it.
This
I
is
don't
the
like.
biggest
If
thing
this
in
is
the
how you're
world.
using it, bro, get it out.
The refs make the show about the
Yeah,
about them.
bro. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It's
what
the
it
biggest
seems
league
like.
in the world, and then you're not even pulling up to the correct moment when you're showing it to the whole world.
It's terrible.
Yeah, we
Imagine the
didn't even
people in the
talk about that.
stadium. Like, the people
Yeah.
in the stadium don't even see the
That's-
replays
Yeah,
you
like,
see.
no.
They're just sitting there, checking
Yeah.
VAR for
Anthony
offside.
Taylor got booed off today.
Dude, these guys are terrible, man.
But that was not talking about going back to the Arsenal and Liverpool game where the last minute goal from Havertz got called off.
Oh,
yeah.
I think it was fair. That should have been called
Yeah,
off.
it was. He jumped
a
on his. I
foul.
was like.
But we
Arsenal
were
made me
watching that
so
game.
mad- Arsenal made me so mad about that.
Then
They're
Arsenal fans were
always
booing Anthony
complaining.
Taylor.
They're always complaining to the ref all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Like you saw it in the beginning of the season, and even last year, they were getting a lot of yellow cards and red cards. for
I
that.
saw a stat.
Stop
It's like
complaining
most
to the
fouls per yellow card. Arsenal are like top of that list in terms of the top
Yeah.
5. Like, they commit the most fouls before players actually get yellows.
How many
You know
times-
those niggly like little fouls, like
Yeah.
the pullbacks
Uh-huh.
and the stops, and
That's
stuff.
Arteta learned.
That's
Dark
that's what I was
arts.
say. That's
Lord Voldemort himself.
So Lawa, just to real quick finish off the United segment.
Never a penalty. Never
Um,
ever. Get rid of
Moving
VAR.
on to the the midweek fixture.
Mm.
Why is Maserati playing 10?
That's a great question, man.
I was really surprised. I was more surprised to see that.
Where
than
did
see
he
Reece James
come
at left
up with
back.
that idea?
What is that?
I think Mazraoui technically is pretty. He's a pretty
Hey,
good
the way we
player.
scored the goal comes Mazraoui's involved in the overall play.
Who's Maguire's?
I would say he didn't do well, and I wouldn't say he did bad.
Who scored for y'all against Fenerbahce? Was it Maguire?
Who was it? I know Ahmad played the ball. Xerxes got a touch on it. Oh, Eriksson.
Eriksson.
It came down for Eriksson, and he popped it into the goal. Mazraoui number 10 is ridiculous. I saw like the traveling squad, and it was just
Who was playing the back?
it was Dallo, I can't remember.
I'm trying to figure out who's playing the fullback instead of.
Yeah, it was
Right.
Dallo, and I think it might have been Liche. It was Lissandro, because the way we structured in that game a little bit
Maguire
kinda
was
resembled the
playing?
Maguire and
fullback.
Evans. Is
Nah,
that center backs?
maybe,
Was
dude. I
Delict in
can't
there?
remember. Delict was definitely
I
playing.
don't know. I don't keep up with the.
I think it was Evans. It was Evans. That's what it was. It was Evans and Ligt. That was the two. But Mazraoui played number 10. What a weird decision. Amad Diallo was pissed on the sideline trying to come into the game. Like,
I mean, if I saw him on the right wing spot, I would have been all right. It makes
a
sense.
little bit more. Like, number 10 was just
But
weird.
Number 10, that's a
That's
big
crazy.
role.
really weird.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's a big call by Ten Hag.
Yeah.
And
He's played, like,
in a
60
time
minutes
where
there.
he is.
Yeah, like, what is that decision? Why are you adding unnecessary pressure? Like, I didn't go wrong. Like, you can't say we drew that game because of that decision.
Did
but-
you? How did you? What? Did you see anything good at least out of it?
From Mazraoui?
Did you see him getting active?
I mean, like,
making
dude, he's a
plays?
fantastic football player. Like,
He
I
is.
wouldn't.
As far
I'm
as
for
his
what,
skill.
12 million.
This is
We
more
robbed
about,
Bayern Munich.
This is more about Ten Hag than it is Mazraoui.
Yeah, no,
Why-
Mazraoui's a great player
know.
himself, and he played like
It's
he
always
inverts into the
always
midfield
with
anyways.
the Arabian African players like Morocco
Sorry.
from the Moroccans, Algerians. Those sort of players, they're just technically gifted.
They are.
They have beautiful dribbling touch.
Yeah,
like,
world football needs to tap in a little bit more with that community.
like you got Mahrez, one of the best first touches ever.
Yeah.
like,
Right.
you could say in the world of football.
And
You can
Zidane's Algerian himself, isn't it?
Yeah, but the way Mahrez does is like his foot is a magnet.
Who's got a better first touch, Riyad Mahrez or Dimitar Berbatov?
I'd say Mahrez, man. Not being favorite. I'm not favorizing Mahrez, but I feel like Mahrez.
Have you seen that Berbatov touch where like Paul Scholes like beams it at
Yeah,
100 miles per
of
hour? He
course
just
I've
goes,
seen it.
doop, grabs it, pulls it out of the leg.
He's
and goes.
insane. He does that to wall thing like insanely easy.
Yeah.
The thing is with
Berbatov.
Mahrez, it's
Yeah.
like when the ball comes to him, he's ready to accelerate with the touch.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to stop. He continues the rhythm of the ball while
Yeah.
coming down.
Yeah.
You know that's
Mahrez is a good player, man. He's a
yeah,
fantastic
I was
player.
sad to see him go sorry league, but
So the reason I wanted to touch on that and the Mazraoui decision is because is Ten Hag done? is Ten Hag
we can't.
right? I mean, no, because we talked about it last week. I mean, in terms of who comes in to replace him.
Look, somebody planted a seed in
and
my
you said-
mind.
Wait, you said we don't get rid of him until the end of the season. That seems like the smartest thing to do,
Yeah.
and I understand that.
Even
But
if
right
everyth-
now, it just doesn't
bad,
seem
dude.
like
It's
there's
bad.
a point
It's
into
really
what he's
bad.
doing.
It's so bad right now. No, I wouldn't say all that. Like I look at today's game and I don't say like, oh, sack the manager. Like it's the manager's fault. Erik Ten Hag isn't the person that's tasked with putting the ball in the back of the net for Manchester United. I'd say he done enough for us to get into those positions in the first place to have those chances, right? Like he coached a win in my eyes today. Like you just didn't finish you didn't put it in the back of the net.
Okay,
man.
but where are you as a team?
It's such a like terrible place to be right now. Realistically,
what
like,
are you guys 14th, right?
don't ask me about numbers.
so
I know what they are. I don't
bad.
want to. It's
14.
embarrassing.
Yeah, they are
Bournemouth-
14th.
Bournemouth is on top of them.
That's so bad, dude. Like what is
Bournemouth's doing
wrong,
really
man?
well.
I can't.
And I
Figure it
hate
out.
Bournemouth. Like they always come
Why?
up and beat us.
No.
You probably got beef with
They
Bournemouth.
always
They're
turn,
good.
they always
They're
turn into like Real Madrid R9. I hate that, right? But
Bournemouth.
they're playing really well. But so there's something that our friend
Somebody planted a seed.
somebody planted a seed,
Yeah.
and it just makes me think: should Ten Hag be sacked?
Now, if you sack him now, the only thing you can go and do is get Ruud van Nistelrooy, who's his assistant.
Would that be better?
How different
To
is
finish
that
off
really?
the season,
think
would that be better?
How different is it going to be? Ruud van Nistelrooy is in the sessions. He's running most of them. Like I hear,
Okay,
I
but
hear
now,
from the
but now
athletic.
but now your club knows where it's at. right? Like there needs to be a club.
I feel like
thing,
you
because
guys would have
it
a
feels
good
like
couple of
they're
games.
where are they at? Are they? They're not challenging, right? Are you guys trying to get top 4? Is that the goal?
Yeah, you would say that's what we're looking to accomplish by.
But
the
is
end of
that
the season.
realistic?
Look,
Top
it
4.
is still very early in the season.
Yes, we haven't touched 10 games yet.
Yeah, it's
only been
very
9
very
games.
early in
They
the
got
season.
8th last season.
I
Or
know.
7th,
They got 8th.
and they're not looking like a top 4 team.
Yeah, but how we can easily go on a run? Like we could turn it around. I mean, we play y'all next week. You're moving a little.
No. But
little big man ting over
Come
here.
on, don't act like you guys are like a top 4 team right now.
Not right now.
That's
You
what
have no
goes. Not
evidence
the
to base
past-
that
not
off
the past
of.
3 years. My question is,
Does
it's not-
Ruben
it's not
Nistelrooy
to-
get you there?
It's not to diss. It's not to diss
No,
United.
I
Like,
hear you,
I'm
yeah.
taking my little
We're-
digs here and there, but it's truly like where is the team at? Like
Yeah.
where are you at?
I think we're shaping it and piecing it
I
together.
think
like
it's just do or die at this point. for
every
Man
game,
United.
it's
think
like
it's-
maximum
I think
pressure,
it
bro.
feels
Every
dead.
game,
It just
every
feels
game.
dead.
Games are
Honestly-
getting boring. They're stale.
Yeah, what I see it, it looks dead.
The things that Ten Hag are saying, like it pisses me off sometimes.
Yeah,
like,
when
I'm
he
like,
said
getting
about
too repetitive.
Fenerbahce, when he
Yeah.
said about Fenerbahce, we go to Fenerbahce or whatever, and
it was like a
we
good
don't
away
lose,
point away
we don't
in Europe.
lose. We must be a hard team to
Nah,
beat.
man. Like
Jo-
I don't like that
Jose
kind of
Mourinho.
language. I don't like that language.
Fenerbahce is a strong team at home, though.
Hey,
I
going to
understand-
Turkey away is
I
always
understand-
hard, but bro, we're
what
Man
he's
United.
saying.
They got
Yeah.
a good fan
We
base
are
as well.
Manchester United, bro. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. None of that counts for me.
I love how you're saying we're Manchester United, but you're really not right
We're
now.
not, man.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You're just
And
like
that's what I'm saying.
You're just
Not
any
like,
other team
where-
in the
where
bottom
is
10.
Manchester United
I feel
right
like,
now?
what's it called? I feel like Bournemouth, like you said, will give a better game to Fenerbahce than Man United.
That's
did.
not true. Come on.
I'll
Nah, that's
take.
not true.
I think West Ham would too.
No, that's not true.
Yeah,
Come
bro.
on.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. If y'all gonna take digs,
What
take
is
better
that
digs than that.
performance? They don't even have Zaha anymore.
Yeah.
Don't they have Osimhen? Osimhen?
That's Galatasaray. We play
Oh,
Fenerbahce.
okay.
Yeah. Mourinho was box office, by the
And
way. He
even-
got sent
and
off.
Even worse,
That's crazy.
Dude, he had a crash out after the game. He's like, the referee. Like, he
Yes,
was so
that's
good.
wild. You know what he said?
He was like, referee, he was so good. Like, he had one eye on the penalty incident and my behavior on the touchline, and he gave me a yellow card and red card for that.
I don't know. It was before. I don't know if it was before
Classic
the game
Jose.
or after the game. He got asked a question. He's like,
I watched it.
he's like, I think he said, if I beat Man United, I came like Man United comes there, I tied them, and my next chapter is any bottom team in the Premier
Yeah,
League.
after the game.
That was after the game.
because he was pissed about the refereeing decisions during the
Oh,
game.
really?
He was like, "What is this? Like, I don't want to deal with this week in week out. Like, just give me some project team, in D2. Let me go have some fun. Actually focus on.
But I would
coaching.
love to see Jose back in the Premier League with a bottom 10 team.
Dude, that would
That would
be
be
box
awesome.
office.
I got
What team would
excited.
fit Jose Mourinho? Let's get. This is a fun rabbit hole to get into.
Newcastle United.
Oh
Nah,
my
who
god,
cares?
I am here for it. I am.
Newcastle United.
Eddie Howe?
Yeah, Eddie Howe.
I
Dude,
think he's
you
great
build-
there.
You get Jose Mourinho in. You bring some. They have some decent center backs, but you bring some stud center backs, and you keep
That's
whatever.
it.
Else.
Think about like their
That's all you
profile.
need
Like
to
they're
do.
hard
That's
to
all you
break
need to
down.
do.
That's
Yeah.
like a Jose Mourinho
They
setup.
have great fullbacks. Like Newcastle is.
I think that's their weakness. They don't have great fullbacks. The only fullback,
Livramento,
is the only
Hall.
one, and then they have like Matt Target sometimes,
Hall's
Lewis
a good
Hall,
player.
and they lost Botman. That was a big loss.
That's true.
He
though.
was
They
really
don't,
good
They
for
don't
his
have a
injury.
start. They don't
Yeah.
have like a true
They have
starting fullback. Because
Char.
even Livramento,
He's
I don't
pretty
think
good.
is
Matt
gonna-
Target, like he's come on.
Yeah,
bro.
come
Right.
on,
But imagine Mourinho there with a sugar daddy. He can go and spend, throw money at people on the market.
Just be a big
That's
face
box
for
office.
them. Just be a big face for them.
Only me and
Oh,
Sir Alex win Champions League.
But if he tells Newcastle United we're not going to concede as a team,
They'll run through walls for him.
Newcastle
bro.
would be like,
Think about like
that's
and,
us.
and like Newcastle have that vibe to them, like that.
That's
It's
what I'm
always hard
saying.
going against our Newcastle, like
It's
they're just
perfect.
a bogey team.
It's
for a lot of
actually
teams.
perfect.
Fits.
Another perfect fit that we talked about and we've been teasing it.
Mm.
Lawa, do you want to kind of say this?
All right, hear me out. Right, hear me out. The question is, Eric Ten Hag, does he leave? Does he go? One question is like, do you sack him and do you get fourth with Ruud van Nistelrooy, and then go and get a proper manager in the summer that we can win a league by 2028
Yeah.
by, right? That's the goal. Realistically, that's what you're looking at as the goal, and that's what they've highlighted as the goal.
Who could take over this Man United team, or just
There's only
United at the
one
moment? United at the moment.
one name that could be available and that makes sense is Carlo Ancelotti.
that's a hard one.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
That's a tough one.
First of all, like we'll get into the context of the whole Clasico thing later, and Ancelotti himself, but who's being phased up into this Real Madrid job after Ancelotti?
Right.
Xabi Alonso.
Xabi Alonso.
They're talking about Xabi Alonso. He's going to bring Florian Wirtz, XYZ, Real Madrid 2.0, Galacticos, XYZ, you know? Carlos without a team now. And you look at a team that's a big team that's not performing like a big team, that has players that have potential that you can squeeze out of. Like, I see a Rashford balling out for Carlo
You think
Ancelotti.
he's
I see
coaching?
Amad Diallo balling out for
I
Carlo
see him
Ancelotti.
retiring after Real Madrid.
Brazil's another thing. He's
Oh,
been
yeah,
teasing
I
about
saw.
Brazil. Like,
That would be nice to see him
I would love
coaching
to
an
see him
international
there.
team.
Carlo Ancelotti might be a shout. I think he should be thrown into the hat. Like, I look around and I'm like, dude, like,
I think-
who do you get? Like,
I
I
think
like
that's the
managers.
best option,
I like
honestly.
managers, but none of them are available. None of
Yeah.
them you go to them
You
and
never
you're
know.
like, yeah.
None
I
of them
think-
would want that job besides Carlo Ancelotti.
I like
Zidane doesn't want that job.
I wouldn't want Zidane,
No
but
big name. No big names.
You
though,
guys
is
gotta
gonna-
give like chances to like
somebody like smaller.
do you remember the coach Liverpool had as a candidate but didn't go through from Sporting, I think it was.
Oh, Ruben Almiron is actually another big name.
I think you should.
He's a name, but man, I look at somebody like that, and
You
like,
guys always go for the big names.
bro,
That's the thing.
bro. Like the pressure at Man United, like you cannot fold under that pressure. Every manager before, since Sir Alex Ferguson has done it, they've completely
Exactly. You
capitulated.
just go for the big names and see who can.
Maybe some like with Jose. Jose was the big name. You know, you
Yeah.
go and get the big name, and he got a good grip of like the media and like the personality and how they treated him and that
and
kind of stuff.
He won a title.
He won a respectable title and got second place against what was a very difficult circumstance with Man City and Liverpool at the time. And he had big players at that time that he could control, that listened to him, understand, and then eventually it phased out. But like United don't have those big names, and if they do, they're guys like Rashford, Bruno. You know, somebody like Ancelotti gets under those guys' skin, and I see them improving.
And he brings in big names.
And that's a good transition. Like,
Yeah,
let's say you go get Ancelotti, and then who I really like is Julian Nagelsmann. But he's the Germany coach. How are you
Yeah.
going to go and tell him
He's
to come
not
for
gonna leave
United?
that. He's not gonna leave
World
that
Cup is next summer. Like, he's not going to come, bro.
He's never leaving that job.
Nah, exactly. Like, why would you do that?
I think for me, when I first heard that from our friend, I was like, wow, like my mind literally exploded because it made perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
United lacks a big name.
Personality.
Right now, like that was Ronaldo, right? Like that was kind of, Sancho was going to be a big name, all this stuff. Rashford is not fulfilling that. You need a big name and then someone who can control those big names. Somebody that those players will look and say, I cannot question it.
You see that everywhere with
And he's
Ancelotti.
great with man management as well.
Beautiful with young players, old experienced
Dude,
players.
it would be perfect. Like someone's pedigree, like Ancelotti, it's not going to get questioned at Man United in that
No.
dressing room. You
Would
either
you
have
want?
to
Is he
get
coming?
it or you
Would
don't.
you? Does he want to come back to the Premier League? That's the question.
don't know.
Because
I
the
don't
last time
Man
we
United
saw him
might
in the
flirt
Premier
with him.
League, it was not going well.
He
for
might
him.
flirt with him.
Everton.
Flirt with Man
That was
United.
the last team he coached.
Yeah,
in the
but
Premier League.
he doesn't have like the resources to really compete.
Yeah,
but-
I think he was just putting himself on the shelf,
yeah.
like back on the marketplace. That's why he took that job at Everton,
Right.
Yeah.
because that wasn't that long, I think, right?
Nah,
He's
it was
a
about
quality
a year.
manager.
Yeah.
You got the best out of James. Remember James
Yeah,
balling out
yeah,
for
I
like
remember
5
that.
game weeks?
That was crazy.
He's
It's
a quality
interesting.
manager. Like anywhere he goes, he kind of settles them down.
Yes.
At least like make sure like there's
Feels like we need a bit of
improvement.
that, man.
And,
Yeah,
and
that
that would
culture.
it would make sense to me honestly to see that.
And you see the dynamics.
He's jumped. Like whenever you won't get a manager that you're scared of in terms of when you get to that big stage, can he do it? Can he do it?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Ancelotti will do it at any stage.
No, you've seen it, man. It's a shout worth exploring, but do you sack Ten Hag, use Ruud for the whole remainder of the season? I don't see how that makes a big difference, right? Because Eric Ten Hag is only leading the tactical sessions towards the end of their actual training times. Ruud and Rene Hake are mostly on the pitch running the sessions with the players. Is their ideas going to be that different? What I'd
Maybe
be
a
interested
new
to find
manager.
out is if Ruud was brought in by the board to have that lever to sack him and bring him in seamlessly, or if it was Ten Hag that went and got Ruud van Nistelrooy himself and
Yeah.
sounded him out. You know, that's one thing I'd be interested to find out. And I've heard some conflicting reports between those two.
I would like to see Root take his first job at Man United, like,
Yeah.
as is that his first ever job at being a main manager? Or
No. So he was at PSV actually, and he
Yeah.
dunked on Arne Slot.
Yeah.
So he actually has more pedigree than Arne Slot does right
That's
now.
crazy.
You're listening. I'm just banter.
But
you
did
know?
he win the league?
He won the league with PSV, bro.
He did.
He balled out. That's Jared Branthwaite. You guys know him from Everton.
Yeah.
He explored a lot with him, and you see how we were flirting with him in the summer.
Yeah.
He's a decent
You've
player.
seen
I like him.
I mean, you've seen a lot of implementations that he brings, like
Oh, yeah.
oil and dropping them off the shoulder. all
Yeah,
that
you can
stuff.
tell he's working with those guys. It's just
Right.
you're not seeing the fruits of their labor yet. I don't know,
Yeah.
dude, man. God, Man United ruins my weekends.
Moving on
Let's
to
move
the
on.
to the other results of the weekend, we have first off, a lot of teams drop points. But really, I would say the biggest talking point of those other results: Ipswich versus Brentford.
What a game.
Yeah, what a freaking insane
Ipswich
game.
went up 2-0.
Ipswich
within-
went up 2-0. Yes, sir. Brentford coming back.
Brentford
right after.
coming back.
Was scoring a first goal.
Yeah, that was I kind of
I really
feel
like that
bad
goal.
for the fullback from Ipswich. I think his name is Clark.
Ah,
Cause and they should have gave
yeah,
this like this is from FPL standpoint. And Bueno should have gotten an assist for that because he's the one who dished was for the ball.
right.
But then the ball went under the goalie's legs, and then it was so weird. The goal, the defender was slide tackling for the ball, and then the ball's like kind of
When
like
he hit it, it kind of bounces. Like he wasn't able to hit it to where it just
Not a
goes
clean
forward.
strike.
No,
Yeah,
it was
he
a
kinda
deflection.
hits it over or something.
But,
and it bounces
yeah.
like this way back.
and it spun in while
Yeah.
carrying the momentum of the defender's slide tackle.
Yeah.
It was I felt for him, but
I love the goal though. Like I think
how does he get the goal? How is that not considered as an own goal, but Bueno doesn't get the assist for it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Bueno's been a great
Well,
player.
no.
this
It
season.
was considered as an own goal.
No, it wasn't. He got the goal for it.
Men on
Who's
Twitter,
that?
people on
Yeah.
Twitter say that just because he doesn't have a skin fade, people don't rate him. Brian Mbeumo.
He looks like LeBron.
He's like in his mid-20s. He looks like he's 35.
Yeah, he's only
Really
24, 25.
Dude, he's a killer, man.
Yeah.
He's a killer, Brian Mbeumo. Liam Delap, the youngster they got from Man City's been doing well at Ipswich.
Yeah, I saw him. He's
Yeah.
pretty
He
great.
scored.
He did.
He
I
did.
think Ipswich
He
won.
scored an assist.
No, they
Oh, yeah,
lost.
yeah, that's right.
They
Yeah,
were
yeah.
up
It was
2-0.
That's what it was,
then,
yeah.
then Brentford came back.
Yeah, came back hard.
It was 2-0.
They got
2-2.
two penalties. No. Was it? I think it was two penalties.
Yeah.
I think it was two penalties.
You're a bit of an Ipswich fan. You
Yeah,
kind
I
of saw their
kinda-
story and got
I was keeping up with them
emotionally
since last season in the
Yeah.
championship, and I liked them a lot.
I got a bit of a dog in the fight too because he
Yeah.
was the assistant manager during Ole's time.
Okay.
I heard a lot of good things about him then, and you see how he's implemented and used like his resources really well. By the way, like
does.
some of the loan moves that he made last season to get them performing. Amari Hutchinson, like some reject Chelsea player, loaned him out, and he balled
He
out
had
for
good
them last
players last season.
Yeah. Now he's in the
so-
Prem. Like, man, you know what frustrates me is when these teams come up, you're Southamptons, and they're playing out of the back every week.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you don't have the quality of the players to actually perform that way. Why are you doing that? I see Ipswich, and you see them. They had a little bit of that. Now they're adjusting and tweaking their
They
style.
like the
for
long
Prem.
balls more though.
Yeah, use
They
the
play-
long balls, bro.
yeah, they like
Long
the
ball,
long
4-4-2 long ball
Yeah,
works, man.
It does.
4-4-2 long ball is an effective strategy.
Yeah, and that touching back on that game, their fullback, he had a really bad game. Clark made literally 3 of the goals of the comeback he caused.
Got rinsed.
Yeah, and he scored an own goal, then he caused a penalty, and just went
Who
all.
was he
and
going
he got a
against?
red card.
Was he going
What a
against
terrible
Wiesa?
game.
Huh?
Was he going against Wiesa?
He was playing as
Their left
a,
or right back?
He was playing as a right back.
No, yeah. So was Brentford like going against him, like on the right wing? Wiesa.
No, Wiesa is a striker.
So what do they play? 4-4-2?
And
Yeah.
Brentford are kind of a little bit all over the place. Sometimes they're
'Cause
back 3, sometimes
I
back
did
4 or
see
5.
him like kind of be on the right wing side. He's
Yeah,
a really fast
he's-
player.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what I was
he
asking.
links up with Mbeumo relatively well.
Really good.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does.
Like you see a lot of those long balls they play, especially like Brentford, what they've been credited for this season, those early starts. Bro, it was like 2 weeks in a row, and Mbeumo scored the same goal.
Yeah,
like
I
1
saw
minute
that.
into the
Yeah.
game, cross comes volley off the left foot.
But
smack
he
into
scored.
the
He
top
scored the
corner.
last minute goal too.
Yeah, today.
And he didn't even mean to.
Yeah,
Like it was a
yeah,
cross.
Exactly. Yeah.
But then the defenders didn't react. The goalie thought somebody was gonna get a touch on it.
Yeah.
So it just was one of those Beckham goals.
Yeah.
Bottom right corner.
Love it, man.
Really good game. The London Derby, Palace versus Tottenham.
Palace with their first win of the season,
Palace
innit?
with their first win of
That's
the season.
crazy.
Yeah.
Michael
Yes, sir.
Olise.
He left. Yeah,
Yeah.
they've been down bad since.
Eze hasn't been himself.
He's not able to be the main player and be that much for them.
Yeah.
I mean, he's obviously their best player, but I don't think he has the.
Well, like a
superstar,
team comes
superstar
up against
quality.
them, and it's like that's the player we lock down, and that's
Right.
it.
I mean,
like
he
what else
scored.
gonna happen?
He
Yeah,
scored
I mean
in
today,
one
yeah,
game.
but like this
They
season in
have
general, underwhelming.
Nketiah too, and they have a good striker,
Mateta.
Mateta.
Yeah, I think that dynamic changed their front line, and they're suffering because of it. Like you're
Yeah.
asking Nketiah to play as a left winger or a two-man striker.
Yeah,
I don't think you're getting the best out of that.
And they
Him
lost
or
Ayew
Mateta.
too.
Yeah, he's been a servant for
Where
them.
did
He's
he? Where
experienced,
did he
yeah.
go? Did he go to Fulham or? He was.
Can't remember Jordan Ayew. Jordan Ayew scored one of the best
He went
goals
to
of
a
all
weird
time,
team.
bro.
I forgot what
That's
team
crazy.
was
He
it.
must have been there for like 10 years.
He was there for a
He's been there
while.
for a while. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Austin Villa tied.
Villa dropped points as well.
Yeah, they tied. But they're still top four though.
They're right above us.
Yeah, I was surprised not to see them beat Bournemouth.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, Bournemouth
Especially-
are really good this year.
Yeah,
They're playing
they
some
are.
good football. Brighton also dropped points, 2-2 game against Wolves.
Wolves kind of been in a slump for a while.
Yep.
Slowly seems like
They're
they're making
last.
something
They're
happen.
relegation.
Yeah.
They're fighting.
was the
Real
last
quick,
time
who do
we
you
saw
think's
that?
getting relegated this season?
That's a tough one.
Like you look at the
Probably
league,
go
10 game weeks in.
Southampton.
Southampton.
Southampton. I don't want to see Ipswich getting relegated, but I think they might.
Really?
Yeah.
I want them to stay, bro.
They've
I really
only
do.
won one game and tied one.
It's tough. I might have to
think
throw
Leicester
them in.
will do enough to stay up.
I think they're gonna get booted.
You think Crystal Palace is getting booted?
Honestly, it might be.
Nah.
It might be honestly how it's looking now. Southampton, Wolves, Ipswich.
Really?
I don't see how Leicester City do worse.
You
than
see Wolves dropping?
Dude,
I
Leicester's
see Wolves.
not good, man. Like I catch
No.
two of their
Score.
games.
They have,
Yeah, they just
have
lost
their
to Tottenham.
moments,
They lost to
team.
Nottingham Forest.
I don't think
They
they've got
were-
enough, man.
They're a moments team.
Like, do
Yeah.
they beat a Crystal Palace?
That's a good
Probably
game.
not.
They'll give them a good game.
Right? A Fulham.
they
do they
don't-
beat Fulham?
Do you know what's crazy?
I
They
don't think
gave, they
so.
gave a good, their first game of the season against Tottenham. They
Yeah.
gave them a game.
Of course
Yeah.
they did.
Yeah.
Jamie Vardy, the wind-up merchant.
Yeah.
Rattles them, man.
Like, they have moments. They're able to.
Chris
create good
Wood has been
moments
on
in
fire.
games.
Chris Wood on
He's been
fire.
Chris Wood,
scoring.
yeah.
Didn't you have him on your
Nottingham
bench in FPL?
Yes,
Oh, that was
he
you.
was starting. He was starting.
Oh,
No, I had him on my bench.
That was you.
I didn't.
that's hilarious.
I wasn't thinking, man.
Don't you hate it?
I had no. I was going to put him in Savio until my.
Where are you
starting-
sitting in the FPL? I'm about to check that real quick.
I'm
matter of
sitting
fact.
fourth, I think. But if I had them in, I would have had 20 points, 19 points.
Yeah, I think you're high up in the table.
Yeah,
he
man.
is, for
I had
sure.
Savio, man.
Dude, I reminded you guys.
You're
You
third,
did.
DR.
Team, and I didn't update the team myself.
I didn't update my team on
I'm
time.
so mad.
I was trying. I have Onana from Aston Villa. I was thinking of taking him out in Mustine.
Digne got
Drop-
you good points.
Digne's
You had Mbuemu,
Digne
Mo
is
Salah.
That's
Yeah,
what-
Chris
Digne's-
Wood with 13 points is crazy, DR.
Yeah.
Henderson. kept the
And
clean
last
sheet.
week I also had Chris Wood and I didn't put him in.
That's so bad, man. I need a wild card. My team
Digne
needs
has
to
been a
change.
great returner for his money.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what you got to look for is those underwhelming players.
Yeah, last season was Matty Cash for me, and this season is Digne.
FPL legends. There's these
Yeah.
random players that become legends because of FPL.
Talking about Woods, they also played Leicester City and beat them. Forest.
Nottingham Forest.
3-1.
Yeah,
Chris Wood, Nottingham Forest. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Good job.
Coming to check if Callum Hudson-Odoi did anything. No. Although Anderson, he's back.
Anderson, which one?
Or
Or
I can't remember.
oh,
if it's-
Joaquim Anderson. He left Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
That's why they're struggling defensively. You know Joaquim Anderson, the Danish player.
Of course.
He played with
He used to have
Marguerite.
long hair, cut his hair.
Dude, he's solid.
Oh,
He left. He's there now. Forgot
what
that.
a cop.
Yeah,
That's
it's a good
so
cop.
good.
Yeah, no
I
cap.
saw did Fulham win this week, right?
Yeah, my Emil Smith Rowe
Edmund
return
Smith-Rowe,
points.
he got an assist to Iobi.
Yeah, he's
No,
been.
Fulham tied Everton 1-1.
No, okay.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Dude, there were some fair games this week. Honestly,
yeah.
What did I really do kind of want to talk about like City versus Southampton real quick.
What a
What did
odd game, right? 1-0.
really right? And I mean,
I think that's their
Southampton seemed
icky-
like the
that's
more
their icky
dangerous
team.
at times.
Yeah.
It's really weird because even though they were being locked in like that, like Arsenal, they were the more dangerous team, and they took off a couple of times. And right before the second half, they hit the crossbar. Like if
Southampton?
they score that, the whole game
It's
changes.
so funny to me how these teams play the way they play.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so funny to me.
Against Man City.
Like, bro, that takes character.
Was it at the
Dude, they
was
play
this
well.
was this at the Etihad or?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Erling
Once-
Haaland gets
I
another
bet
goal.
you a lot of people are pissed because they triple captain Holland.
Yeah.
Probably.
Forgot
And then-
Ramsdale's there at Southampton.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, they do this playing out of the back stuff, man, and it's weird to me. It's really weird.
Yeah.
But Man City overall, like they're quietly putting together a strong run in the league. I think they're first place now, but
They're just selling
people around
themselves.
Yeah,
They
we
know
were-
they're in
they're
a bad
the-
spot, and they just want to make sure
They're the
they
only
don't lose.
unbeaten team right now.
they got to navigate it carefully. Like this Rodri and De Bruyne, no Rodri, no De Bruyne is
I
could
think they
be
can
a
still
killer for them.
hang. This is the thing about
No, they
Man
can
City.
hang,
They're
but-
resilient.
dude, they're there for the taking. Like I
Yeah,
just wish
they
we
are.
were good because I know we would be able
Yes,
to compete against
they're
them.
there for the taking.
Yeah,
120%.
it's hard.
I really think, like you said, you're not scared of Arsenal. You guys should be looking at City. Like
Yeah,
some
that's the team I'm
hungry
looking
wolves,
forward
know?
to.
All right, guys, that's to conclude part 1 of episode 2. Make sure you stay tuned for the second part. We'll be out very, very soon. I wanted to cut it up for you guys. But by the way, I noticed those of you that watched the video, you didn't hit the subscribe button. Now, you're already down there. Might as well hit the notification bell while you're at it. You know what I mean?